But I think that's why it resonates with fans. It's not just because it's Sharangovich, it's because we get preached at and told how stupid we are because we don't necessarily think having a good culture should be the guiding principle of your organization that hasn't won anything in 35 years.
Remember what Daryl Sutter said? Winning.
Yeah. Winning. When will I be impressed? When am I impressed? W's. Winning. A win.
Bobby Munich posted after the game. This is putting it into perspective, folks. The goal of making the playoffs is over. Mathematically speaking, realistically speaking, let's say the Flames need 97 points to make the playoffs because that's what they needed last year. That means they'll have to go something like 44, 25, and 7 in their last 76 games. That's a 0.625 points percentage. Only 6 teams did that last season. Would you say we were one of the top 6 teams in the league?
It depends on your sample. Like in the last 5, if you go in those little 5 games there towards the end of the season when you're playing really well, which I know that's what Don Maloney's doing. He'll go find that stretch game.
According to Don Maloney, we were the best team in the league.
Best team in the league.
I mean, they were great. They were great that last 13 game stretch. Firing on all cylinders. Wolf was amazing.
Still didn't make it though. I think is the point. Right? But started 5-0-1 and played great down the stretch. Still didn't make it.
You know what you did make? 16th over, 17th overall. You're really good at that.
Yeah, so playoffs. Bobby, playoffs maybe that goal is over. The goal of finishing 18th or 19th, that's still
very much on the table. Very much on the table. Okay, it's a horrendous start to the season. 1-5. Scheduling's been a gruel. The lineup's all over the fucking place. Sharangovich got called out by Kevin Bieksa after the game last night on national broadcast. And did he hit the nail right on the fucking head on that one, eh? If you missed it, I don't know. Can we throw that? Should we throw that in? Like, that's pretty.
Yeah, let's throw it in. I think Rob tweet it after the game? Yeah, he did. We can throw it in right here.
And the concern is if you're losing games and guys are not giving it their all. That's what I would be worried about. You know, the culture of the team. Like, it's one thing to lose, but it's the way you lose. So, like, this is a 6-1 game. I'm going to pick on Sharangovich. Watch this effort right here. Down 6-1. I think he apologized. I literally think he apologized for almost running into Karlsson there. Like, I would absolutely lose my mind on the bench if I saw that. And I don't even know if the coaches saw that because there's so much going on. You watch that in the video. That's a culture thing for me. So I would show that clip in practice, and I would say, where are my guys that care? Where are my guys that care about losing? I'll play Longberg. I'll double shift Longberg the rest of the game. If that's the way guys are going to compete, Klapka, like, play the guys that care. If you're going to get an effort like that from a guy, get rid of him. You know what I mean? You're disgracing the NHL with an effort like that. Down 6-1, be a little mad. Like, as Brian Burke used to say, give a guy a dirty look. Yeah. Like, hate to lose. Like, I hate to lose more than I like to win. And that guy doesn't hate to lose. And I wouldn't want a guy like that. And I'm picking on one thing, and I don't know, like, how long his shift was. I don't really care. But that's a pretty glaring problem for me if I'm anyone in that team.
Wow. Did he say disgrace? Did he say disgraceful?
He's like, he's a disgrace to the league, pretty much.
That's a disgrace to the league.
I mean, it's a little harsh, I think.
I don't know. I mean, sometimes you have to make a point, you have to get harsh. And, I mean, look, last season, if Sharangovich scores 3 more fucking goals at the right time, you're in the playoffs. And Huska, after the season, you know, his biggest thing to each player was, we needed a little bit more just from each of you. That's how we're gonna do this. That's how we're gonna push and make the playoffs. And then get stomped in the first round by Winnipeg. But he spoke directly about Sharangovich at the end of the season, saying, yeah, he's got to be hungry for pucks, battle, compete, all that stuff. And look, I get it. It's a 6-1 game. You're basically as a player just trying to ride out the score clock. So maybe it's a little overblown that you don't finish a hit, but with what you've seen from Sharangovich in the last 2 seasons, maybe he's hitting the nail right on the head. So,
well, and he's in year 1 of a huge extension that a lot of us were like, he didn't deserve that extension and shouldn't have got that extension. And he's not. If he was scoring and doing that, that's fine. He's not doing anything. And I mean, that's a lot of guys. He was a lot of guys, but he was brutal last night.
Yeah, that's to put the icing on an actual terrible game, individually speaking, from Sharangovich last night.
Yeah, and I mean, I think it resonates with people more so just like it transcends the Sharangovich criticism, and it's more like because of what you've always heard from this team. I mean, this predates Conroy and the current BS about culture, and hard work and all that shit.
Hate to lose.
It's always been this like empty. Well, we just want guys that hate losing. We just want guys that it burns them up inside. We don't care about
actually losing as long as they hate losing.
But then when they lose and suck and miss the playoffs for 3 years, and when people come through the organization, mind you, who actually do hate losing and do care about a winning culture, people like, I don't know, Daryl Sutter, Matthew Tkachuk, these kinds of people, these kinds of remarkable people who have won things in their lives, and they come in and kind of like kick the apple cart up over a little bit and disturb the country club a little bit and start riots and make a ruckus and maybe push guys to be better, push guys out of their little comfort zone. That's a big problem because that creates a big dark cloud, and you got to tone that shit down, and you got to do it right now because we're just trying to have some goddamn fun and be best friends over here. So you guys,
we want to have fun while we hate losing.
Breaking news coming from Bet365, where we nail betting overtime is a barn burner. Every face-off, hat trick, power play, shot on goal, penalty shot, and every suspenseful minute in between is amazing. Whatever the moment, it's never ordinary. At Bet365, an official partner of the NHL. Download the Bet365 app and use the code NATION to get in on the game. Must be 19 or older. Please play responsibly.
We want to hate losing with the caveat of it's got to be fun, though.
Yeah, it can't be like serious. It's got to be everybody's best friends, and that's
like
the power of friendship.
You bring that up, and I can literally picture. I don't know what game it was, but remember when they lost a game? Actually, I do know what game it was. It was when fucking Muzzin did the puck flip it. I think Tkachuk, and he goes off the ice to end the game, into the bench, throwing shit, breaking sticks, yelling, and all the fans.
Oh, how embarrassing! What a way to act.
He's throwing a temper tantrum.
He hates losing. He's yelling at his teammates. They didn't do anything. Compare that to last night. It's the polar opposite.
Yeah.
Sharangovich.
Oh, I'm sorry I bumped into you. Sorry about that.
Yeah, I think you make a great point. When you actually do bring in a guy that is the epitome of what you're saying you want to be.
Oh, that's maybe a little too much of that.
Better tone it down. Better change your game. I think we should have a players-only meeting and tell this guy he's got to knock that off.
Are we having a players-only meeting after last night? Are we already at players-only meeting time of the season? I heard Hubert out.
Why did Matthew Tkachuk just wake up and smell the coffee, eh?
Yeah, he was just like, joke. Mickey Mouse team. Bye. But I think that's why it resonates with fans. It's not just because it's Sharangovich, it's because we get preached at and told how stupid we are because we don't necessarily think having a good culture should be the guiding principle of your organization that hasn't won anything in 35 years.
Remember what Daryl Sutter said? Winning.
Yeah. Winning. When will I be impressed? When am I impressed? W's. Winning. A win. That's when you have a winning. That's when you have a good culture. When you win, not when everybody's besties. Winning. So
the headline on Sports Skeeta, Kevin Bieksa rips into $28.750 million Calgary Flames forward
for quote unquote disgracing the NHL with his lackluster effort in a 6-1 rout versus the Golden Knights.
He
You
just
know what I
wants
like?
to
You
go
know what
to
I like about
Legoland.
this? You know what I like about this? And you touched on this last night on Afterburner, is that when does anyone in our media say something to that extent that Kevin Bieksa did last night? And what I like about it is that that's going to make its rounds back to management. It's national broadcasts, getting national headlines. It was the talking point of the entire game after the game was Bieksa ripping into Sharangovich. And I mean, poking a hole into this whole culture, whatever it is, persona that we've been fed, spoon-fed for the last, well, basically since Darryl was the big meanie and had to go. Since the dark cloud was
Dark
lifted,
cloud's been lifted. We've missed the playoffs. It's really
since
good.
everybody was whistling zippity doodah with their assholes.
Yeah,
Just
sunshine's
floating on,
rainbows.
just floating on air.
But it is true. Like nobody ever, and not that you have to attack a player, but nobody ever even, like you said, like will poke a hole in that culture thing and ever say like, "Hey, here's an example where," like, right in the media, nobody will ever do that. They'll never even touch that. It's just like, no, the culture's great. You know, don't ask those kinds of questions. No, don't dare criticize the player who just signed a huge contract extension and then has done nothing.
Don't you dare even mention the word rebuild.
You might upset Murray Edwards and the shareholders. So
God damn it, I'm gonna have to bang on this table some more.
So be quiet.
You have to just break this table in half if you mention rebuild. That'll teach you.
So, yeah, I thought Bieksa nailed it, as he often does. And it's always refreshing to hear. It's refreshing because we don't get that. We don't get that here.
Hey, buddies. Thanks for watching. We appreciate it. Also, if you could throw in a like and subscribe, it does help us out with what it is we are doing. And check out more at flamesnation.ca.